Hello, and welcome back to DevOps Quick Bites, your friendly guide to all things Salesforce DevOps. So today I'm wrapping up my mini-series on backup and archiving, but this time through a bit of a different lens. What do backups mean for you as a Salesforce developer? So if you've ever wondered what role backups play after deployment, or why archiving is considered a DevOps responsibility, stick around. If you've ever held back a risky flow refactor or second-guessed a production hotfix, or even worked late restoring a broken UAT environment, you already know the pain points. But here's the good news. A solid backup strategy, especially one that includes metadata and integrates into your DevOps workflow, can take that anxiety off your plate. So let's start removing that anxiety with something familiar: pre-deployment backups. These are your safety net. They give you a clean rollback point before every release so that you can make changes, even bold ones, without fear. Whether you're tweaking Apex logic, adjusting record types, or rolling out new components, a snapshot right before go live means you're never more than a few clicks away from undoing it all if needed. Now think about taking that beyond just recovery scenarios. If you pair that with a post-deployment snapshot, now you've got traceability. You can compare what actually changed in metadata or data right after a release. And that's gold when you're debugging regressions or explaining what went wrong to a team. Another way to lighten the load is to make solid use of your sandboxes and lower environments, often the unsung heroes of dev work. If you're like most devs, you've seen a test org or UAT get completely trashed. Bad data, broken dependencies, sandbox refreshes that have stalled for weeks, and suddenly that whole pipeline is blocked. But if you've got environment-level backups, you can restore a sandbox in minutes, and that keeps testing, validation, and deployments flowing, and saves you from that painful full-copy refresh dance. Backups give you pipeline resilience, and more importantly, they give you freedom to experiment and fix without fear. That could be after a config change gone wrong, a data import error, or a misfired automation. If you're backing up both data and metadata, you've got everything you need to get back on track with your org. As a developer, you don't just build data models, you build flows, Apex, layouts, lightning pages, permissions. If your backup tool only handles the data part of that, that's not so useful when something breaks in your custom code or your config. So backing up your metadata in addition to your data is going to ensure that the structures are in place for your data and its various relationships. And that means that you can get back into business lightning fast. So look for backups that are metadata complete, where everything you might touch as a developer is backed up and restorable. The difference between I've got a backup and I've got a backup that I can actually use comes down to this. We need to start thinking of backups as another dev superpower, because let's be honest, developers don't always think about backups. That's usually seen as an admin's job. But when something goes wrong, it's often the devs who get called in to fix it. You're the one trawling through commit histories, checking scratch orgs, trying to piece together what changed. What if instead you had an easy way to pull up a snapshot, restore what broke, and carry on with your day? That's real developer velocity in action. With a solid plan in place, let's look at how tools like Gearset can support all of this. If your backup solution lives in the same place as your release tooling, like it does in Gearset, you don't need to learn anything new. You're already there. You're already logged in. It's the same UI, the same pipeline, the same team. Backup becomes just another part of the workflow, not a bolt-on, not a ticket to another team, not a blocker, just how you ship your code safely. So if you're a developer working in Salesforce today, backup should matter to you, not just because of what it protects, but because of what it enables you to manage. Risky flow changes? Covered it. UAT broken? Restore it. Metadata misalignment after a release? Just compare the snapshots. Need to debug a regression? Pull the backup and roll back the change. With these possibilities, you're no longer slowing down. You can glide past issues and move back to delivering those changes with ease. So let me leave you with things that you can do right now as a developer. Add backup snapshots to your release process. Pre-deploy at a minimum, post-deploy if you can. Ask your team whether your backups cover the metadata that you work with, flows, apex, permissions, layouts, and so on. So that's it for this episode of DevOps Quick Bites. Backup isn't just for admins, it's a tool for developers to move faster, safer, and with more confidence. So if this has helped shift your mindset, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more DevOps Quick Bites. And until next time, keep building boldly, back up smartly, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.